an extra video to end the week with, or to start the week with, whenever you start watching this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the squad in general that we already have in place. And I'm going to go through sort of where I think we need a few improvements, and basically the squad size as well, which may surprise you. So let's crack on with this. With this one being the extra video, and here we go. If we look at the first team squad for the Mariners this season, it's actually been quite well updated. I'm using obviously the club's official website for this. So as we know, our main goalkeeper, which was obviously going to be done, was done last week, was our last signing. Of course, Christy Pym. And then we've got Zach Gilzenon in the midfield. We've got Jays Kabaya up front as a forward. I'll get onto that in a minute. Jaden Sweeney, Jamie Walker, Reece Staunton, Justin Amalazor, Seb Orton as the second goalkeeper, Harvey Rogers, obviously centre back Doug Tharm, another centre back Cam McJanet, Matty Carson, Terrell Warren, Geza David Torre, Dara Burns, Greeny, Kieran Green, Big Ev, Evan Curry, George McEachran, Charles Burnham, Yassen Van Thorsen, Danny Rose, interesting enough, Cameron Gardner, and obviously the head coach is David Artell. Now, the reason why I class that as interesting, I've been looking through, obviously, the positions. Obviously, like I mentioned, Zach is midfielder. I think he's more of a defensive lying midfielder. We've also got Jamie Walker, which I class as a midfielder, but for some reason the club has him down as a forward. I'll get into that in a second. Jaden Sweeney, obviously, defender, obviously Denver Hume's replacement, and a guy that already I really am liking the look of. Obviously, Reece Staunton, another defender, Justin Marzor, another forward, Harvey Rogers, obviously the centre back, Doug Tharm, centre back, Cam McJanet, another defender, Matty Carson, will he get a chance this season? Who knows? Defender, Terrell Warren, and then midfielders galore, and forwards. And here's the bit that I find surprising. We do not need, I don't think, to sign another forward player. Here's why. Because so far in this squad, we have got in midfielders, one in Zach Gilzenon, one in Geza David Torre, one in Dara Burns. That's 3. Ken Green 4, Evan Curry 5, George McEachran 6. So we've got 6 midfielders. Defenders, we've got Jaden Sweeney, Reece Staunton, Harvey Rogers, 5, 6 defenders, 7 defenders, sorry, with Terrell Warren. So 7 defenders, 6 midfielders. Now, that would mean the rest, obviously including the 2 goalkeepers, The rest is forwards, which are down as this, according to the club. Jamie Walker, Justin Amalazor, and let me just go a little bit further down. Charles Vernham's down as a forward. Jason Van Dawson is down as a forward, as is Cameron Gardner. The only striker that we have at the club is Danny Rose. Now, to me, if we look at that for what it is, I wouldn't. I'm guessing that it is Jamie Walker's more of an attacking midfielder. According by the way this is said, because that's what I'd put him as, more as forward. In that case, we don't need any more forwards per se. We've got a good squad. We've got quite a bit of depth there. We do need another striker, because I'm seeing the word forward a lot now. I've always classed the centre forward as a striker, and I think Artell likes playing not really with the two up top. He likes playing with a three, I think. And he can do that because he'll have options, like I said, with Justin. Obviously, he's thinking Jamie could obviously play there. Obviously, Charles could. Yasin could. Cam could. To me, I think his plan is to probably play maybe a 4-2-3-1 even. Might be his preferred option, or 4-3-3. If I was to look at how the squad's shaping up, I would say midfielders, fantastic. Forwards, to me, they're mainly wingers and attacking midfielders. Obviously, George McEachran is a defensive midfielder, probably alongside Gezzatore as well. It makes me wonder, though, having so many forward players, what stuck out is Danny Rose being the only striker that we've got at the club right now. Out and out striker. It looks like, and it's true, we've got good delivery, good attacking wingers and attacking midfielders. The one thing we need someone else to play in Tyrell Warren's position. Obviously, I think we only need about 3 more to complete the squad altogether. Probably 3 more players, but maybe 5 more mainly for depth. And I can imagine a lot of those, or probably 80% of those, are probably going to be loans now, which I'm not for. I'm not for. Sorry, I got it wrong. Which I'm not against is what I meant to say. If we signed a centre back and a winger in a player in Tyrell's position, I'm dealing with in Tyrell's position, I think, I would be more than happy. I think, like I said to certain fans, Charles Vernham, it's a big season for Charles. I don't class Charles as a forward player. This is why I get forward and striker confused, because if you're going to look at as a striker, then that means we've got one striker in the building again. And I think that was one of our failures last year, was only having Rosie as an out-and-out striker. Um, Obviously, we had a different front three for the behind closed doors. Certainly, Henry Brown came into that alongside Cam Gardner and Charles Burnham. Is that kind of telling you the one other major area that we have to fill in? And that is another striker for Danny Rose. Not for Danny Rose. Well, yes, for Danny Rose, but to help Danny Rose out, really. Because I think without an extra striker, not necessarily in Danny's ilk, but another striker who is like a goal poacher, and I know they're hard to come by. We're still lacking in the forward department, in the striker department, not in the forward department, because obviously now it's classed as wingers and attacking midfielders as forward players. Personally, I've always classed forwards as strikers. So, to me, that out of any of the signings that are left, that's the one signing that I'd want to see us make another permanent. I think the others, if there's anybody else in midfield you want to bring in, definitely at the back you need to make a couple of additions. I would be for those additions to be loans. I really would. But the other attacker, I would like to see be a permanent signing. I think overall the squad is looking great. It's looking promising. It's looking quick, and it's looking lively. The way David likes to play, but as looking through the names, you're thinking, okay, we've got the wingers. I believe that someone sort of like Justin could do like the Aloisa role, the cut inside role, and curl them in, or take a shot from 20-25 yards. He's classed as a forward as well. He's a winger really, but obviously one of our issues which we found out at the back end of last year when we played Crewe, when we didn't have another striker available, and we didn't have a striker. We did nothing against Crewe. We were nothing. I mean, Kabaya, seen him a couple of times now. He could definitely play as a striker, but he's been put down as a forward. That's obviously anything from the front five. Well, from the front five onwards, really, will be classed as forwards. I wouldn't class Jamie Walker as a forward though. But again, I think that the one thing our forward line is lacking is that extra seasoned League Two player. And by that I mean, for example, I've got a feeling that our front three or front four is going to be Jays, it's going to be Danny, it's going to be one or both of Yasin or Charles or Cam. To me, we need another striker to I say another striker because I think that we can't really afford to have at the minute, Danny Rose not on the pitch. We've got the creativity with Kieran Green, with Evan Corey, with with Yasin and Charles. We've got the creativity, not just them, but with Justin and with Jamie and with Jaden and with Jays. We've got the creativity, but I still don't think from the attacking standpoint we've got enough. We've got enough bodies, but if Danny Rose was out for a long period of time, who could help bring on Jays or somebody like that? Because the reason why I look at it is, like I said, it was like our situation at Crewe. It's last year. It was, we had wingers that were coming to play as centre forwards or play as striker. Didn't have that much of a punch. I think Kabaya is going to be one of them, but he is making a 2-step level up. So I think we need that other experienced, a League 2 experienced player. That doesn't mean age. That means someone that has played at League 2 level that can come on with these young guys like Cam, like Jez Kabaya, that can come on and go. Let's if Danny for some reason is out for a couple of weeks, we've got not a ready-made replacement, but a striker to replace Danny Rose if need be. So, we're not just relying on Danny Rose as our only striker option. In regards to, as well, the midfield, I have no problem whatsoever with the midfield. I think the midfield is probably the strongest it's been for many a season, to be completely honest, where we've got some reliable names there. Obviously, it'd be good to see Tory play more often. Darrell Burns, it'd be interesting to see how he adapts. Obviously, Kieran Green, the man that is. George McEachran, obviously Kieran will be playing more like an 8 to 10 role, I think, more this year, like he has been doing under Artell. George McEachran being that pivot and break-up play player. For wingers like Chaz and for Yasin to get down the wings on. Obviously, we'll have Jaden Sweeney doing that from wing back, which I'm almost certain will happen. Jamie Walker is again another guy who, as he showed against Cleethorpes with that great through ball for Danny to run on to. I'm not concerned about our midfield. I think our midfield doesn't need much else on it. If you're going to do it, it probably would be a young loan to maybe just top it up. Defence, we need another centre back, which is obvious. Even though we do have Doug, who is loved here and loves this club, you can tell. Harvey Rogers looks like he's okay. Reese playing sort of like another wing back role, Reese, but solid start for him as well. We'll see as he progresses throughout. throughout the season. I think 5 more players maximum. I would say minimum 3 more, and that for me would be obviously the left back, no, the right back. Sorry, the position where Terrell Warren is. I think that needs to be addressed. I think another centre back definitely needs to be brought in. I think for depth. Would we sign another keeper? I don't like teams having more than 2 keepers. Seb has done fine. I'm sure they'll alternate like they did do at against Hull. Basically, I'm quite happy with the way the squad is. My main concern is the striker position. I think that'll be the only position where to me alone wouldn't do, because we've already got young or inexperienced for this level, but young forwards. We need someone, I believe, that has played League Two level fairly regularly, just in case anything does happen to Danny this season, to think, oh, okay, if Danny's obviously one of the first names on the team sheet, but oh, look who they've got if, we've still got a threat on the attacker front. We've got the pace, we've got the width, we've got the we're going to be able to cause a lot of teams issues, I feel, but we just need the extra permanent name up top, which I'm sure Artel is looking at. He did say he was looking for number 9. I know that Kabaya has been wearing number 9 during pre-season. And he's playing very well and he's getting chances. He just needs to start putting them away. But I would want an extra League Two sort of striker to help sort of bring him on. So he can either play with Danny Rose, or if Danny Rose isn't available, we can go, but we've got this striker that can come in. Yeah, we've got players that can play up there, like Justin, like Jays, he can play up there. Cam Gardner can play up there, obviously. But to me, Cam isn't quite ready for first team yet. And I don't feel, I could be very wrong, but I don't feel that. Defence, just a couple of minor tweaks. I think we're one League Two striker away, and probably about 4 players away from being okay. We're sorted. So if we look at the numbers, if we look at the numbers of the players in regards to the number of players we've got in the squad, (22). I think either a squad of 24, no more than 25 will be enough, but we may see some outgoings to be able to do that, or loans somewhere. So that's where you might look for that, as in who, if anything, could you see being moved on? Probably Matty Carson, probably Charles Vernon. Uh, you sort of hope not, but you're looking at where things could be made. I think winger wise, this is why I say it's a big season for Chaz. He needs to show why. He needs to keep maybe Justin out the side, or even Yasin out the side, even to sort of, I'm sure there'll be some outgoings before the end of the window, as well as incomings. But I would say, genuinely, I don't think he'd want much bigger than he's got, squad-wise. But I would say no more than 24. But I think we need another... I'm sorry, I'll say it again. We need another striker. A striker. Not a forward. We've got enough forwards, but we need another player that plays as a striker, predominantly. Because that was our problem last year. We had wingers or inverted forwards or something like that could play that if need be. But we need to feel like, if... and Danny will play most of the time. If Danny's fit, Danny plays. But you also want to feel like you've got another experienced player, not necessarily in age, but in playing at Football League level. I've got a couple of names in mind. I don't know if any of these will happen, so don't quote me on these, but players sort of like Freddie Draper from Lincoln or George Miller from Cheltenham. Now, that is not saying the club are in for either of those, so I don't want rumours starting up that I'm saying Freddie Draper or I'm saying George Miller, but for me, they would be two players that I would look towards, because obviously I know Freddie's had an extension of his deal. I think George signed, I think it was a 2-year deal at Cheltenham the beginning of last season, but you need some. But I just gave two names out there that I'd be like, yeah. They'd be able to play that that striker role more than forward role. So something like that. There's two names that I'm thinking of. Let me know what you think for a striker. Like I said, it's not a forward because we've got enough of them. I'm talking about specifically a striker. So I'm saying 3 players to fill it out. I think another centre back's needed. I think I believe Terrell is a left back. Yes, I think he is. I think he's a left back. Well, he's a full back. So we will need another full back. And I don't think we need 2 goalkeepers. I think, Seb. Otherwise, Seb would have to go on loan if you're going to do that. We only gave him a 1-year sort of deal, really. So I would say another full back, another centre back, and another striker. And the striker would be the only one where I would go try and fill that permanently. The others, if we were to get 2 or 3 loans in, I'd be more than happy in any other position. So to me, 3 minimum, maybe 5 maximum, but obviously a majority of those would be loans. What do you think how the squad is shaping up? And I've gone a lot about the striker situation. I think overall the squad is shaping up really nice, some real promising young players and hungry players, which Artell likes. But let me know what you guys as well think you'd like to see be filled as well. What positions? Maybe you might see something else that you're thinking we need something a little bit extra here, or we need something a little bit extra there. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you like me? Do you think our forward line is enough? Are you like me where you think that we need another striker more than forward? And also, if there was to be some outgoings, who do you think is most likely? If I was to pick two players out that I think are possibly more likely to leave, would probably be Chaz if it came to it, and maybe George McEachran. I could be wrong. Loans, I think Seb may get a loan. I think Cam Gardner, I think, could do with a loan, maybe in the National League North or something, to really see what he could do, something like that. But let me know what you think of the squad so far. Obviously, we're only a couple of pre-season friendlies in that we'll be able to see, plus the one against Hull. But let me know what you guys thought of the squad, or thoughts on the squad is, and where you think or where you would like Town to do next in the incoming department, and also let me know what or who, not what, but who you think might be an outgoing. Because there will be that coming in the next 6 weeks or so. So that's a little extra video going through the squad, and I know I've done a lot about the striker, but I still think we need that due to last season. An extra striker in there would be key, I think. But let me know, guys, what you think down below as well. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Am I thinking or asking for too much from the club, do you think? Or do you think where I think we need to strengthen is right? Let me know down below what you all think. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff with who you think might go. Who else do you think you'd like down to try and bring in? It's an interesting one, this. Interesting topic which I want you guys' thoughts on. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Up the Mariners, we're shaping up nicely. Let me know what you want to see done between now and the end of August. I'll see you soon in the next one, guys. The next one will probably be after the Gainsborough friendly. So in the meantime, guys, up the Mariners. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy the warm weather. And I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da for now.